The Tikkun Zohar, one of the books of the Zohar, tells us that the 24 days leading up to Chanukah occurs on the 25th day of Kislev. Chanu Chafei, they rested on the 25th day, according to most opinions. So it was 24 days before, and then started the 8 days of Chanukah on the 25th day of Kislev. So the Tikkun Zohar says that the 24 days of Kislev prior to Chanukah correspond to the 24 letters of the verse that says, Baruch Shem Kvod Machusay La'olam Vad. Blessed is your name for all eternity. Baruch Shem Kvod Machusay La'olam Vad. The 25th day of Chanukah, of Kislev, which is the day of Chanukah, corresponds to the verse of Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad has 25 letters. Baruch Shem Kvod Machusay La'olam Vad has 24 letters. Those 24 letters correspond to the 24 days leading up to Chanukah. And Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad corresponds to the 25th day of Kislev, which is the day Chanukah begins. Those 25 letters correspond to the 25. What does it mean? So there's various different ways to understand it, and one way to understand it is as follows. The difference between Shema Yisrael and Baruch Shem, which is two passages that we always say when we say Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, during our davening, during prayer, we always respond with the verse Baruch Shem Kvod Machusay La'olam Vad. What does these two verses represent? Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad means Hashem is one. The total recognition that there's only Hashem's presence, which in the language of the Zohar is called Yechuda Ilah, upper unity. There is nothing besides Hashem. This is why we say this passage usually loudly, proudly, but with our eyes closed. We shut our eyes to what we're seeing in the world. We say, even though we don't see this oneness of Hashem in perfect reality, and we see fragmentation and separation, dissension in this physical world, we're going to close our eyes, go inwardly, and say Shema Yisrael and declare that only is the oneness of Hashem. This is called a higher unity. Baruch Shem Kvod Machusay La'olam Vad, which is what we say quietly but with our eyes open, is the recognition of the world as it is, as the way we observe the world, which is that sometimes things seem dark, separated, even ugly. And in the presence of this physical world, the way we see it, we say, Baruch Shem Kvod Machusay, Hashem's presence, and should be blessed, which is the revealed presence of Hashem, should be blessed in this world. So it's a recognition of the world as is, the way it's observed to us, in its state of its imperfected state, and a recognition that Hashem's presence is even in that imperfect state. That's called Yechuda Tatal, lower unity. Lower unity means that physicality exists, the world exists, and it comes from a creator, but a recognition of the world as it is, a lower sense of unity. Normally the progression is we start with the higher aspirations, we say Baruch Shema Yisrael, and then there's a recognition of the reality as is, so we say Baruch Shem. And one day, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, one day Hashem, who is our God, will be the God of the world, and it will be revealed in all creation that there's only the oneness of Hashem. It's a hope and it's an aspiration for the time the time when Hashem's presence will be revealed in this world. So the normal progression is we start with the higher level, then when we regress to the lower level, the recognition of the world as it is, and then we talk about love, which are all feelings of separation, of separation, where we're trying to overcome that separation, and that's the idea of love. So that's the normal progression. The story of Chanukah, and this is what the Zohar is saying, is that the first 24 days of Kislev was a harsh time. There was battle, there was war, it was gory, there was death, and it was a very painful time in Jewish history. The Beis HaMikdash was not literally destroyed, but it was defiled, it was made tameh, there was all types of paganistic objects in the temple, in the holy temple. And there was persecution. There was religious persecution, and there was physical persecution, and there was battle, and it was very gory and harsh times for Klal Yisrael, for the people of Israel. But Baruch Shem Kva Mechus Levad, for those 24 days, we said Baruch Shem Kva Mechus Levad. Means Hashem, we recognize you're with us in our battles, in our hardships, in our darkness, in our separation, in the place that we're struggling, and we recognize Shem Kva Mechus, that's a place of Shechem, where all the hardships begin in the Torah. So Shem Kva Mechus, we also Shem Kva Mechus, even there Hashem's presence is. Then came Chanukah, the story of Chanukah. And they lit a small little jug of oil that was not going to last even one full night. And that lasted for 8 nights. And they said, this is a display and a revelation of Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. This is a revelation of a higher unity. That we were in a place of darkness, in a place of hurt, in a place of pain. And here Hashem revealed to us, through this little small jug of oil, the presence of this tiny small jug of oil that lasted for 8 days, and Hashem's presence became revealed to us in a miraculous and a wonderful way, that we're able to say, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. We see the presence of Hashem's oneness, and we see that the laws of physics and the laws of nature collapses in the presence of something that's larger. This is what the experience of Chanukah is. So we're moving from lower unity to higher unity. And in a sense, this is the whole theme of Chanukah, of the Chanukah candles, which is, according to the opinion of Beis Hillel, which is the opinion that we rule according to, that every night of Chanukah we light an extra candle. First night we light 1, second night 2, and 3, and we increase in the lights, we increase in the flames. Because we're constantly aspiring to more, to more. So we're not satisfied with what happened in day 2, we light a 3rd candle day 3, and then not satisfied with day 3, we light a 4th candle day 4, and we're constantly increasing in light. We're always aspiring and yearning for more, just like literally the way the candle is, the way the flame of a candle, the nature of the flame of a candle is that it's always jumping upwards, it's always moving forward, it's always aspiring for something more. It has a complete ratzoy, a complete desire, yearning to connect to its source, to jump out of itself, to reach even a higher level. And that's the theme of Chanukah. We always have to increase in matter of goodness. We always have to increase in our Torah and mitzvahs, in the positive actions that we're doing in this world. We should never be satisfied with what we did yesterday, and always saying, where's our aspirations? What are we desiring more? What is the new aspirations? What is the new goals? What is the new things that we have to achieve in this world? And constantly always aspiring to grow in matters of holiness. So you can take a few minutes to sit next to the lights of the menorah and just focus your attention on these lights. And notice the lights always jumping upwards, yearning with a very deep ratzon, a very deep desire of an aspiration for something, for a yearning. And that's what you reflect in the lights in your own life. And then ask yourself the question, what are your desires? What are your yearnings? What is your aspirations? What aren't you satisfied with in your life? Do you want more? What is it that you want more? Do you want more fame, more money, more power, more physical comfort, more pleasure? Or do you yearn for something deeper, for a deeper spiritual connection, for growth, to grow spiritually, to feel more connected to Hashem, more connected to your soul? What are your aspirations? And sit for a few moments and just ask yourself that question and make sure the answer comes in a very clear way. And if the answer is that what I really aspire for is for trivialities, physicality, ask yourself why? What do I need this? What do I need more of that? Is that going to bring me happiness? Is that going to bring me joy, satisfaction? And how do I transform my desires to have positive and holy and spiritual desires? To grow, to become more, and like a flame to constantly jump upwards, higher and higher.